Hey y'all, welcome to Maui Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expanded point of view, as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. This is a Nzunza reading, but side note, someone is trying to infiltrate you. And it's because they're not using their real face. If they were using their real face, they would get help from even your ancestors and your group. But because they are not, this should be in a separate reading, ne? Okay, I'm going to do a separate reading for this because I feel like this is a whole reading. Why it's coming in here, maybe because both of you guys, Nzunza, or because maybe bona banenzunza or inzunza yako yona eti, I don't know, but I'll do a whole separate reading for this. But yeah, okay, cool. So bantwana benzunza, hello. Today we're gonna talk about the way in which Inzunza retrieves its parts. I keep reiterating Inzunza is about unifying the different aspects of the self, right? But I never really talk about how this happens. And today I'm going to speak about one of the ways in which this comes about. I feel like you guys are really growing within the connection with the spirit. I can tell because of the things that I'm being told to speak about. It's things that would normally only come up in someone's personal reading, but I feel like you guys are, those of you who will understand the reading, you are growing at such a rate that I'm having more things that I'm able to speak about during these types of readings, which also means that there's even more in feature that come out during your personal readings. We're getting deeper into the game, basically. So I was watching this interview on another channel the other day, and the person that was being interviewed was speaking about I think what you guys would call soul ties. Very interesting concept. And basically they were saying, Guti, sometimes when you have sexual relations with someone, sometimes one of their ancestors or entities of spirits will cross over to your side, or sometimes one of yours will cross over to their side, right? Cool. Now it's interesting because this made me think of Inzunza sometimes works like that, but this is not an accident. Inzunza does this on purpose. Inzunza, like I said, right? Inzunza is the highest concept of calling back one's energy. That is one of the translations of putting yourself back together, like culminating the different aspects of yourself. But sometimes these different aspects of yourself, which is certain entities that are a part of your bloodline or certain ancestors that are a part of your bloodline, along the timelines or along the lifetimes, they got, is lost the word? They went wandering. They went wandering. Maybe in the way that I've just explained. Maybe there was a sexual relation with someone and one entity was like, ooh, and they went wandering into another family. But in other situations, actually, ones that are coming up right now, maybe somewhere in your bloodline, an incident happened where those situations back in the day where an ancestor of yours has gone to the river to go get something, but she went alone, and that thing happened where someone saw her, liked her, and next thing you know, she got taken to go be someone's wife, and that was the end of it. I'm sure like you know about these situations that happen. It happens in many cultures. It's not just in Africa. It's very like an indigenous type of thing. So if you have indigenous ancestors, like it's very likely that this has happened within your bloodline. So things like that, for instance, right? And so this person, this ancestor of yours, found themselves as part of another ancestral group now, or lineage, right? Through this type of way. And then obviously also through, I don't know if you know the true story of Pocahontas, like, you know, situations like that, literally, where somebody straight up got kidnapped. In some situations, it can be situations where someone, you know, very low vibrational shit, like stealing someone's spirit and so forth, right? And Inzunza does this thing where it's almost like it has a hit list. It has a list of everybody, every entity that is connected to you, or it has a list of everything that you're owed. Like everything. Like from others, basically. And as part of putting yourself together, part of its job is also to retrieve that which is owed. And therefore, Inzunza has the power to put together such a plan where you're with someone and you're thinking, I'm in love, I'm in love. I've been telling people in their personal readings, like sometimes for magic to work or for certain spiritual occurrences to occur, you also have to be under the spell. You also kind of have to be in the dark. So that's where you find yourself thinking you're also in love with this person, or, you know, you're finding this person so sexually attractive and so forth. But let me tell you, what you're actually finding sexually attractive, what is actually magnetizing you to it or this person, is the one inside that person that is actually one of you, or is the thing in that person that is actually owed to you. And they don't know it either. And they're part of a bloodline. They don't know what happened 200 years ago in their bloodline or 7 generations ago in their bloodline. But your Zunza knows that, like, oh shit, do you see that? That's one of ours. And you guys are just thinking, oh my God, like we're in love. And that person is also attracted to you because within that person is the one that is part of you or part of your bloodline. And them being attracted to you is that entity within them saying, wait a minute, I recognize you. I know you. Oh my God. The highest frequency of Inzunza is literally a coming home energy. You know that song that BB Winans, Lijo? And I'm coming back. Listen. That's the energy here. That's the energy here. Your Inzunza is about listen, sharing a list. Okay, next. Okay, next. Not all of them have to occur during sexual instances, but I will speak on that today. So here you are finding yourself attracted to someone, them attracted to you. You are here to collect. And then yes, you guys, sexual relations, energy is high during the relation, the exchange of the fluids, and then a bridge is built and Owagini can walk right back. And then afterwards, the relationship is now, it's trash. It's gone. This person, they don't really care for you anymore. They're ghosting you because the one inside them that wanted you is now with you. So the ones ever say, they like, who this bitch? Like, what? And and shame, you're left feeling with this feeling of like, oh my God, no, I miss them and whatever, because you're not aware of what you were doing here. And because some of you, you're not yet at a stage where you're able to have certain conversations with inzunza yako and be explained to that this is what's happening. But a lot of the time also, even if you are able to have those conversations, inzunza won't tell you certain things unless it's done, unless now it's over, we don't have to do this anymore. Because like I said, for certain things to occur, you also have to be in the dark. You actually have to be asleep. It's kind of like an operation, a surgery, where you have to be under. So they pump you with anesthetic, which is the feeling of falling in love, and then you go under, and then the surgical thing occurs, and then wake up again, and you're just in pain. Like, you're just in pain because you're like, what the fuck? Like, they're cheating on me, or like they're ghosting me, they're not answering my calls. Nzunza's just sitting there sipping tea, taking a win. As for the other person, to be honest, they haven't lost anything that was theirs, so ain't no problem. It's cool. It's all fair in love and war. Sometimes it doesn't only have to be a sexual, it doesn't have to be a physically sexual occurrence. That's why you'll have to be careful. Not careful, but you have to be aware of the people you think about when you be masturbating, or, you know, that type of thing. If the word masturbate makes you uncomfortable, sorry. So yeah, because sometimes you don't actually have to be, if you have a really, really smart Nzunza, which Nzunza is, you don't even have to, it doesn't have to be physical. Sometimes a bridge can be formed just by this person imagining you in the sexual act and, you know, going through it by themselves, release and everything. Ancestor walks over, entity walks over, comes back home. And yeah, that's one of the ways in which Inzunza collects abantu bagini and makes itself whole, which in another dimension is how you make yourself whole. Because that's what it's doing. It's doing this to make you whole, okay? It's doing this because along the way, there's pieces of you that have gotten lost. This is one of the ways in which energy is called back. I know that we think to call back energy, all we have to do is say we are calling back energy. But as I also explained in my personal readings, there is the saying, that's just the symbolism for us to know that this is what we're doing, but you're actually going to be calling back your energy, like for real, for real. Like for real, for real. And that comes in a lot of ways. It can come in standing up for yourself in situations where you normally don't. It can come in saying no in situations where you're normally afraid. And it also comes in this way, where you're literally retrieving a part of yourself from somebody else. Let's pull some tarot. I think this is going to be one of those readings. I get these messages these days where people are like, oh, Zanne, your readings used to freak me out, and I used to feel like your readings were dark and evil, but now I realize that it's cool. And I think this is one of those readings where some people are going to be like, what the fuck did she just say? Is she serious? And like, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, those that get it will get it, and those that don't will feel like this is some dark ass shit. And you know, it's cool. We'll catch you on the flip side. I'll speak about something light maybe tomorrow. You can catch us then. Because what people understand is that what you consider dark and evil is normally just something you don't understand, or something that you're not ready to understand. Or, you know what's worse? Something that you do understand, but someone else called you evil for understanding it. So now, you know, it only makes sense for you to make sense of it by calling me evil for understanding it. Which I'm obviously cool. It's okay. I can bear it. Like I said, I'll see you on the flip side. I keep hearing the song now, but that's what I'm getting. You got Six of Swords. A lot of your ancestors are coming back home. Or you, it's like they can hear your call. They can hear, there's a frequency that you're sending out that they can hear, and they're like remembering. And or some of you are calling back your energy. I'm also talking to a lot of people that have booked these Nzunza readings or other readings where you were directed to call back your energy, and I gave you that like ritual of how to call back your energy. And your energy is like hearing you. It can hear you, and it's finding its way back to you. It doesn't have to be in the way I explained in the sexual relations. Like I said, it can be in you standing up for yourself. So there's basically certain circumstances that are about to manifest themselves where a bridge is formed and your energy is coming back to you. Those of you that were given the ritual, you know there's a certain medium that you have to be in order for that to happen. So some of you, it's literally that you're about to have maybe some intense experiences when you are following through with what we talked about. I mean, you can tell in these cards, if you can see which element I'm talking about, you should be able to see it. So yeah, and it's going to be a very healing experience for you, even though obviously there's going to be a bit of like, I would call it adrenaline, because it's like you're afraid, you know. At the same time, this is a moment where you are empowering yourself. So at the same time, there's like this exciting feeling, and that's why I would call it adrenaline. Fear and excitement at the same time. Where you can't believe like you're doing this. Like, it can be something even as small as not answering a call or not answering a text. But within that action, you realize you've gained you've gained back a certain aspect of yourself, a certain part of yourself. What the? Yeah, this is just gonna. Wow. So some of you, this was the missing link. You know the video I did about how the prince becomes a king, like this big Nzunza event season that's happening. Some of you, this is the last piece that was required. Like, it was literally the last piece in the work, in the great work. And after this, you see all this light with this last block that he has. It's like, that's what was needed. And after that, like, I don't, ooh, after that, like, uzokhona ukuphakamisa this part of you, or you're gonna go through like this graduation of this part of you, or you're going to join those who are going through this ascension. Like, this portal opens up for you, like I said in that reading. This portal will open up for you, and you'll be able to pass. You'll be able to, like, guys, the death card, you'll be able to pass through. This is also going to give you a lot more clarity about your place in the world. And what I mean by that is your mission, your purpose. I'm realizing how this reading also goes together with the one I did recently about the ancestors giving you a gift. Yeah, the biggest gift for your ancestors actually look like the gift that you give yourself. So I see how that would come about. Oh my God, look, you've got the bridge. Like, for real. Some of you, Shem, like, these ancestors of yours have been lost for such a long time, for generations, and they've been trying to find their way back, but no one in your family tried looking for them. Or, obviously at that time when, let's say, this person was taken from the river or like whatever it was, right? Yeah, I'm getting deep shit. Some of your people, like back in the day when the veil was still thin, like it was those initiations, those underwater initiations, but homie never came back, and the family just decided this person had passed away. Ganti, they hadn't passed away. Like, they actually decided to. This reading is deep, ne? I just feel like there's a lot being said here. And yeah. Yeah, some of your ancestors, like I said, it's not that they were lost. But it's very particular. This is very specific. They weren't lost, they just decided to join another group of beings. And so now you've got this ancestor who's basically half entity wanting to rejoin the bloodline. Mm, yeah, I know. It's lit.